Oh yeah, what's going on? I'm here. Took me a little time to get here. I'm not feeling my best, but I'm here. What's going on, everybody? What is going on tonight? I'm in the building. Big time show is in the house as we get ready for tomorrow. As we get ready to see the G-Men, you know, Giants come to town. So obviously there's things to talk about when it comes to that. And of course, here we are to do that right now. Hello to everybody that is joining in. I hope you guys will share. Hit that like button as you come in. Hope you guys would share. I'm sharing right now with a whole bunch of groups. This may be one of my biggest shows as far as production-wise go. Maybe not in people, but I am everywhere. I'm doing something a little different. I'm on my personal page, right now. I'm on my personal page. I am on the Big Time Show Facebook page as well as my personal page on Facebook. So I'm there now. I am on TikTok right now. Crazy. And I haven't even peeped over there yet. And I'm going to do that right now as we're speaking. I can't do it and see all of you at the same time. I'm going to speak to everybody in just a second. But I'm quite sure because TikTok is real crazy when it comes to content. And I'm talking about you may even have 1,000 people. For all the content creators on here, I suggest that you get a TikTok channel. Whatever time you're watching this, get you a TikTok channel. And when you go live, of course, you're putting, your hashtags in. You'll be surprised how many people will show up just for that. And I'm here now, and just like right now, I got 75 people. It's just growing as I speak. I mean, you put Cowboys in for some, it's a lightning rod. So hello to all of you that are on TikTok, whether they pop in or not, or just leave. Some people come in for 2 seconds and then leave, whatever the case. Just that quick is 75. Well, right now I got over 95. I mean, just that quick. So I'm just saying, you never know how this thing will go. So hello to all of you that are on TikTok. Hello to all of you that are on Twitter or X, whatever you call it. Where else am I at? The Big Time Show YouTube channel, of course. As always, what's going on to all the family that watches me over there. Listen, as you come in, I ask you to do something nice that won't cost you anything. And that is just simply hit that like button for me. I need about 20 from each person that's here right now. If you do not mind, will you hit that for you, boy? Just show you support. There's nothing there. It won't cost you anything. And that would help me out tremendously. I just want to see what this looks like. Okay, yeah. Right there at the bottom, if you want to contribute to the podcast, you can do a $ Big Time Show. That's the Cash App. If you're on YouTube, obviously you can use the Super Chat. The Super Chat button is there. You can use that if you're on Facebook. You can use the stars if you're using my personal page or the Big Time Show page. You can use all of that. On YouTube, I haven't really pumped this up really, but I want to do this now because I really don't say it. Listen, you can become a member of the Big Time Show family. And it won't cost you nothing as low as 99 cents. That's just it's under $1. If you want to contribute more, it will take out of your credit card every month. Whatever you want to contribute to the show is not a thing. Hey, it's whatever you want to do. I just want to say, once you hit that super chat button, you have an option to become a member of it, where you would just contribute that way. Look, all of it count. There's no big money, no little money. You don't have to do it. I'm just offering the opportunity. There's some certain perks that go with that. If you become a member, I will know that immediately by seeing it. All I need you to do is just hit it, and you can do that right now. If you don't believe it, just go and hit hit that button now if you don't mind. Just look and see. You should see when you can become a member of it real quick. I mean, that's an option. You don't have to do it, but it would be appreciated if you did. Look, we're trying to grow this channel, see how far we can go with it. All of this started out as a hobby. No doubt about it. All of this started out as a hobby. But now it's done, it done gained some real traction. And so, we'll see how to do. All my channels are monetized. Y'all excuse me, I'm not feeling my best, but I'm here. Y'all be patient with me if you don't mind, and I would appreciate it. Listen, it's just great to be here tonight. Talk a little cowboy talk real quick. Let me speak to the people that are here that I can see, those that have spoken. JVB boy, Oh man, what's going on? The great Coach Marv is in the building. Man, I'm so happy for Coach Marv, man. I mean, come on, man. To lead, what's going on? These are all the people that have spoken so far. Hello to all of you there on TikTok. Man, Coach Marv, man. I mean, come on, man. Coach Marv is so great with his knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You know, him being a coach in his own right, former coach. You bring all that to the table. Then you bring the passion of the Cowboys with it, and you're gonna produce a great show. And every time Coach Marv gets on the mic, you're gonna learn something. You're gonna learn something. For those of you that haven't played football and you always wonder what it's like to have a coach and get on the inside of the game planning, film study, you know, Coach Marv is the guy. He's better than me in that area, without a doubt. Can't touch him. I know a little something, but Coach Marv is just spectacular, and I support his show. And if you haven't followed his show, it's right there in the chat. It's real simple there. You see it, Coach Marv, Real Talk. I need everybody. If you have not officially signed up with Coach Marv, I promise you, he's great. Without a doubt. Coach Marv, I don't know what you're doing now, but shoot, I need to get you in the show rather than just a phone call. Coach Marv, I don't need to send you the link. Won't be long before you today. I want to talk real quick about the game. Well, let's start off here first. Most of you know about the signing or the extension given to Tyler Smith. He's now the highest paid offensive guard in the league, as he should be. He's great. We knew this was coming. This is no surprise. And you knew it was coming, especially after we did not sign Michael Parsons. You have all the money there. Salary cap is open. They've taken care of Bland. They've taken care of Tyler Smith. Those were two things that, some people had a question about Bland all off season about will we have enough money to pay him and all that type of stuff. But this is the benefit, if you want to call it that. And I know many of you are sensitive when it comes to Michael Parsons. But this is the benefit of not signing Michael Parsons. You leave no questions now about who you can get. What used to may have been maybe an obstacle is now done. Bland is done. The next question was, okay, who are we going to sign now? Can we sign Tyler Smith? You kind of got the vibe that they were already working on it. And true enough, it's done. I thought it was easy, to be honest with you, because the kid from Cincinnati, forgive me for not knowing his name, but at the time he was the highest paid guard. He just signed there, I believe this season, his extension, he turned into the highest paid guard in the league, where he's nowhere on the level. He's on the level, but he's not as good as Tyler Smith. Obviously, that will be the starting point. It's not hard. That's the starting point. You pay him $1 more, $2 more, whatever it is. You just pay him more, and it's a done deal. True enough, 4 years, I believe it's $96 million for him, and the guaranteed money stuff, is a little bit different. Obviously, he got his bag today. Well deserved. The boy has been great. The man has been great ever since he came here. Tyler Smith is deserving of it. I don't think nobody has any questions about that. Benefit of Michael Parsons not being with us is that it's easy, as far as the money thing goes, to sign him. I don't think we have to worry about Tyler Smith as far as motivation goes. Him getting his money will not change anything. He is a legitimate dog. You understand? He is a physical guy who love to hit, who love to punish people. That will not change. If anything, he may get out there tomorrow and go completely crazy tomorrow. That's the way I look at him. It'll change his family. It'll change his, his lifestyle. He has generational type money now. But that dog that got him to this point does not change. It does not change. He is going to be a monster out there tomorrow. And for the rest of the season, he was a monster before the money. So we don't expect any changes. He's just the man. Well deserved. I'm glad we got that done. And for all of you, yes, that can't stand Jerry and Steven, I think that I know we hurt. A lot of us are still hurting about Michael Parsons being gone, but that ship done sailed. It's over with. He's gone. Yes, he's gone. But you got to give the Jones family credit. You got to give them some credit now. You have to give them credit for what they did with the signings of both Bland and today, the extension of Tyler Smith. You have to give the Jones family credit for getting it done, getting it over with. It's over. It's done. A lot of people were wondering about who's the agent. Well, I told you it's different stroke for different folks. If you want to compare, Michael Parsons did a lot of yip-yap with Jerry Jones and a lot of personal stuff, and that obviously got a little, shady and whatever the case may be. I think it's just a matter of the Cowboys say, look, your price tag a little bit too high. We didn't want to pay $48 million for him. I mean, I can't blame Jerry. I wish we would have had Michael. I'm just like a lot of you. I wish we could have kept him, but we can't pay three guys and they over 50% of the salary cap. You're asking for trouble. You would have lost. You would have lost some things. Yes, you could have signed them, but yes, on the back end, you'd have had some real problems. Seriously, that's really just the truth. Considering what he got paid in Green Bay, sometimes the price tag is just a little bit too high, and it is what it is. But I'm glad that we have knocked out the potential drama with Bland and now Tyler Smith, and now to me, maybe not to you, but to me, there's only one question left, and we will not find that out until the season is over with, and that is George Pickens. That's it. Those were the main three. Remember, I'm just saying. It is that's the only big name. I'm saying big name. I'm just saying, it'll all determine on whether how he plays. And there are some of you that want George Pickens signed now. I say no. No. I want George Pickens on the edge. I need him on the edge as far as I'm playing for my contract. I'm trying. If I don't sign with the Cowboys, I'm trying out for another team. You see what I'm saying? If the price tag is too high, if the price tag low, whatever the case may be, it's either I'm trying out for the Cowboys or I'm trying out for another team. So I'm going to give my best. I need him on the edge the whole year. So I don't want him signed now. For those that say, here, go ahead and sign Pickens and all. No. My guy, Coach Marv, I see you, man. Coach Marv, let me see. Coach Marv, listen, I'm going to do that right now. See, this is how the big time show works. And then I got a member of the DC Universe that want to pop in. That's the great Coach Marv. Coach, I need you to text me your email. Text me your email, Coach. I'll be looking for it right now. So we're glad that he's there. we're glad that we don't need to sign Pickens. And I'm gonna be honest with you, y'all. Pickens ain't no Pickens. I'm just telling you. Pickens has the respect of some of y'all finna get mad what I'm about to say. Pickens has the respect of a superstar, but he's not. I know I might gang some villains right there. Pickens has the respect of a number one receiver, but Pittsburgh got rid of him, right? Hello? Pittsburgh is one of those landmark organizations with a great head coach, a Hall of Fame coach who replaced him with a guy who's a little older than DK Metcalf. Usually you would keep your younger, I'm just giving y'all the facts. Usually you would keep your younger guys. Right? I mean, I'm just giving you the facts. Pittsburgh said nope. Not too many teams want to touch Pickens. We got him. Okay? I see you, Coach Marv. I got you. Pickens is not a look. I love him. I love what he brings to the table. But there's only one superstar. There's only one superstar receiver on this team as of now. Let's not have an identity crisis. I'm really talking for those who really want Pickens signed right now. And there is a lot of people who want Pickens signed right now. And I'm saying no. He's on a prove it. He really is on a prove it type contract. I'm serious. I love him on the team. I'm on record. I expect he's gonna have a big year. I know what he does for this offense. I understand. But he ain't a pro. He ain't been no Pro Bowl. I mean, come on now. He's not even a Pro Bowl receiver. I mean, I know this messing y'all up because some of y'all, I get it. But you know, with me, y'all, you gonna get the truth. Pickens is not. He's great. I mean, the talent level is great. Not diminishing what he is, but he ain't done it yet. Well, let me put it this way. He ain't done it in Dallas. And until he does, it is what it is. All right, Coach, I just sent it to you. Should hit your email in just a second. Key, what's up, Key? I'm sorry, Joe, I see you, brother. What's up, man? Everybody else I haven't spoke to, what's going on? Let me bench over to TikTok real quick. I believe Coach Marv is about to pop in here in just a second. Great Coach Marv. So we're going to see him in just a minute. There are a lot of people over there in TikTok land and coming so fast. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? I mean, so I just want to pump the brakes a little bit on Pickens. The coaches in the building. My brother is in here. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the great, the one and only. Ladies and gentlemen, we all love him. The man who was a superstar in the chat line. And we encouraged him. We told him, Coach Marv, please get your own YouTube channel. I know I did. I said, Coach, come on, man. And now he's with us. And I'm so glad for the first time, and this definitely won't be the last time, the one and only Coach Marv. Y'all put y'all hands together for my brother. Coach, we finally here, man. You said we need to do something together. I know this impromptu, but we here, Coach. Coach, I can't hear you at all, Coach. I can't hear you at all. Talk to me. Make sure you're
there. You go. You good now?
Yes, sir. You're in the building.
You know me and this technical stuff I'm still trying to work with this technical stuff, man. But it's learning, learn as you go type thing, man. So
yes, sir.
Yeah, man. But check this out, man. I enjoyed y'all show the other day, man. The OGs, man. I talked to B-Bird on the phone, man, and when he was starting about doing this podcast type thing, man. So, man, hey, I really enjoyed y'all show, man. I think that was
Coach. Let me, as I suggested the show, and everybody else got it together. But obviously, you qualify as an OG. So look, I'm gonna tell you now. Look, we'll figure this thing out. I think we're gonna try to go every Friday, and obviously, I would suggest that you pop on with us. I mean, that would really complete the whole thing.
Man, that'd be great, man. Because
you and B-Bird by yourself is a show by itself. So that's
man. Me and B-Bird, man. Just being on shows and I got B-Bird. We connected and man, we'll talk during the day sometimes about different type stuff, man. Trying to get this Cowboy thing under wraps, man. But me and B-Bird was talking about that money. It seems like the Cowboys are spending a lot of cash these days. They spend a lot of cash, man. But
Coach, you joined me at a good time. And correct, you know me, I'm not above correction, so I don't mind. But forgive me, and I just want to hear your views on it. Just join me in while I was in. And I just turn it over to you and see if you disagree or agree. But there's a lot of our fan base won't Pickens sign now since Parsons didn't sign. And of course, we all kind of figured that Bland would be signed, and he was. And we knew that Tyler Smith should have been next, and he, as of today, he is. But there's a group that wants Pickens signed now, and I'm saying, like, he ain't all, he's that, but he ain't all that. He got to prove something to me. I'm saying to me, and he has to earn the big money that he's looking for. I'm not saying he can't get it, but you just can't give it to him now. And we ain't seen, I don't want him relaxed. I want him like he playing for, his last day. And just correct me if I'm wrong, Coach. I'll let you say what you have to say, and we'll debate or agree or whatever the case may be. What you think about Pickens being signed? I don't think so.
I don't think so right now either. And I agree. Pickens been on my fantasy team in the league that we in, and he won some games for me, but then he'll disappear some games. He wasn't one of my first wide receivers. He was a guy that I had that third wide receiver running back thing because I know he can have a big game, but I know he can go for a 10-yard game in any game. So I think we're talking about signing a guy that hadn't proved himself yet. I don't think people understand that Pickens he only got 1,000-yard receiving year, and that was a little bit over 1,000 yards. He only has 12 touchdowns in his career, and it's been 3 years. He only got 12 touchdowns. So he's what I call Big Show, and he's got great potential. He's a great potential. He's a great athlete. He has a great skill set, but that don't mean he's a great player. Until you transfer that over to consistent play, then you become a great player. And I don't think the Cowboys going to sign Pickens because the Cowboys is finally doing what I thought they should have done and what they talked about 2 years ago when Jerry and Steven were talking about. They just did it this year, but they're signing a core group of players. And 2 wide receivers are not going to fit into that core group. You got a receiver, you got the quarterback, you got Osa, you got a defensive back, you got an offensive lineman, and you may have 2 or 3 offensive linemen, but this is their core. Everybody else is going to have to wait unless they're going to sign real team-friendly, low-ball deals. But they done signed the core now. Everybody else is going to have to wait or sign real good deals like the tight end sign or like the fullback sign. Those are not no crazy deals.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna sign Pickens until he shows you some consistency of doing right.
Because oh Lord, that word again. That word is we're gonna get into that in a second. Consistency. Here we go. I love it.
Consistency is what builds great players, great teams. And I would tell you like this: if Pickens fails in Dallas, he'll never get big money. He'll be a guy that's going from player to team for 1 year, 2-year contract, maybe 5, 6, 7 million. He will never get no big money. If he fails in Dallas, that's it. If he doesn't show that he's a consistent contributor and he can be trusted, because he'll be in 2-star organizations. If he shows he can be trusted, it's over for him getting big money.
Let me, because you just answered what I was just about to say. Chat that's in here, let's get involved real quick. I want to ask y'all a question, and I'm gonna turn it over to Coach Marv when I say this, because for him to leave Pittsburgh, I just said this before Coach Marv came in. For him to leave Pittsburgh and for him to leave a great Hall of Fame coach, no question, in Mike Tomlin. Coach, and y'all answer this question. I'm going to be looking in the chat. Coach, I'm throwing to you as the voice of it. So then, is it safe to say that George Pickens failed in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, he failed.
Oh my!
Came in the league.
Y'all answer that question.
They gave him the number 1 position.
Oh my!
And then he did not live up to that. Matter of fact, it was receivers on his team that got more targets because he had an attitude problem. This is what stops great potential from turning into real potential. There's a couple of things. Sometimes it's injuries, but sometimes it's your attitude. We see it all the time, Big Show. We see it in all. We don't just see it in football. We can see that in any type of industry yet. People have great potential, but they can't be on time. They can't be told nothing. They can't do that. They got great potential, but that has hindered him from turning that potential into consistent play to be a Pro Bowler, to be an All-Pro. And when he failed at Pittsburgh, his attitude made them not only say that we're going to demote you, we're going to get rid of you. And there was not a lot of suitors that was looking to trade for him.
Which really means that's the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, whether you know it or not, this is not Madden 26 and this ain't fantasy football. This is the reason why you do not rush this thing and sign him. You do not do that. There's a lot of hurdles that he has to cross over in order for you to really make an organizational decision for a long term of a guy. And I agree 1,000,000% with Coach Marv on this. For him to leave as young as he was, as gifted as everybody say he is, all that type of stuff, when you look at the Pittsburgh tenure that he was there, you can't say he was a success. You can't do it. They got rid of him. You know Mike Tomlin don't give up on people. You know that. You know what kind of tolerance. I think that's a real good word. Tolerance that Mike Tomlin has when it comes to his players. I mean, look how long he tolerated Antonio Brown. Come on now. I mean, Pickens wasn't that bad, but he don't want to repeat of any signs of Antonio Brown.
Le'Veon Bell.
Go ahead, Coach.
Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown.
Come on,
Mike Tomlin said one thing that was he said he don't run from coaching. So he's not going to run from a guy that he thinks that he can save. Now listen, did we see in this first game, we see frustration, and this is where I get mad. And I don't want to go against people because I understand people, want Pickens to do well. But when people start saying that, man, we got to start giving him more targets because we don't want him to become a problem. Huh?
Exactly.
Like, wait a minute. You telling me a guy that's getting a second chance is going to come in here and we got to cater to his emotions and he's not even the top wide receiver?
No.
this is you're creating an atmosphere for him to fail you in the biggest moment when you need him to be failed. Now, where the Cowboys are motivating him, think about what they just did. They just signed he's got the same agent as Tyler Smith. They just signed Tyler Smith to a record deal. This is motivation to Pickens to say, hey, if you do what you're supposed to do, we'll pay your guys.
Yes.
But you got to prove it over a whole year, and you're not going to get CeeDee Lamb money. That's not going to happen.
No.
But you can get good money.
Yes, you will. And considering where he was, he's going to get a raise one way or the other. But as far as long term, ladies and gentlemen, that remains to be seen. So we'll put a cap on that one. I don't think that we'll revisit Pickens when the season is over with. And I think the Cowboys are right. The Jones family have done things right since the Michael Parsons thing. They done what they were supposed to do. Yeah, they showed you that, Tyler Smith. So as much as we like to kill them, we got to give them credit today. We got to give them credit for the last few weeks. They signed some various, Coach Marv just said earlier, core pieces. Bland is a core piece. Tyler Smith is a core piece. That needed to be done. They got it done. So I salute them as of today, which now leads and I think why most of you didn't come to hear about really Pickens, but I just wanted to tap on that because I'm in a lot of the Cowboy chat groups and a lot of people want Pickens signed now. And I'm like, no, you can't do that. It just don't make any sense. And I may have some people in here that may watch this a little bit later on that want the same thing. We can kind of pump the brakes on it when it comes to Jordan.
That's that pass happen mentality, man.
You
can't get that out of Cowboy Nation.
No. Let's move, Coach, into real quickly about the game tomorrow. And I just lead it off with this, and I don't mind you going with your points because I know you did a show today about it. I don't mind you switching it up, but this is what I'm gonna start off with when it comes to the game. The ball has to go in the air, so anybody can be beat on any given Sunday. Anybody. So that's the question. If you don't have the effort, if you don't have the drive, if you don't execute properly, if you don't kill yourself, you can be beat by the worst team in the league. And I'm not saying the Giants are, by no means. But what I am saying is a lot of people, you can tell, even Las Vegas, I think the line, y'all put it down unless it done changed on me. A lot of the line, I think, is 5.5. At least that's what I saw last time. Let me get this music out there. That sounds horrible. Let me get this right, Coach. Hold on a second, Coach. That's horrible. Now, hold on a second. I don't want no static and stuff. Yeah, that sounds better. Now we go to work. All right. The line I think is 5.5, if I'm not mistaken. I don't care nothing about that. I don't care if they were favored by 3, 7, whatever the case may be. You got to line up and hit people in the mouth. And what I'm saying, one of the things over the years, Coach, and this is where I want to go with it, that I've noticed about our team in all the years, makes no difference the coach, make no difference the roster at the time. The Cowboys have always had a similar problem over the years, and that is a team that they're supposed to beat, they end up playing down to the competition. In other words, the intensity level that they had against Philly, if they come with that same intensity level, I don't think we're really going to have a major problem with the Giants. But if they come down and play like if they come out flat and it take them a whole quarter to get going and all that type of stuff, we didn't have this problem against Philly. Offense came out gunning. I'm talking about like in mid-season form. They were focused, no penalties, no drive-killing penalties, no pre-snap penalties, no, real stupid, no big plays on defense. Everything kind of under the umbrella there. It was on point. But the Cowboys over the years, and this is the test to me, this is what I'm looking for. I want to see how they come out. I want to see if they're going to come out gunning. I ain't talking about passing the ball. I'm talking about just gunning on offense. They ran the ball well. Yes, they passed the ball well. But they looked somewhat in mid-season form those first 2 drives. And then, things kind of changed slightly after that. But if you come out with that intensity level, then I think we're going to be just fine tomorrow. I don't care what the Giants have. And total respect, I give total respect, of course, to their front 4. You'll be stupid if you didn't give them credit, because those are bad boys, especially when you add on Abdul Carter, who I love, without a doubt, without question. We already know about Thibodeau. We know about the great Dexter Lawrence, and we know about Burns. We know about him. But if they come out and do go to work with the intensity level, they better be intense. Or if they're not, they're going to be embarrassed. So I'm looking for to hear the word again, Coach, the consistency.
Right.
What Coach Schottenheimer has been preaching. I'm looking for the consistency and the physicality. That's if I get those 2 things, then I'll say let the chips fall where they may. But if they come out flat, if they come out raggedy, then I'm gonna have a real problem with it. What do you say, Coach? And you can go a different way, but that's all I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'm looking for the intensity, the intensity and the consistency. But Big Show, I've been saying for the last 3 or 4 years, we've been talking about, a lot of people been talking about the Cowboys' talent, and I've been saying for the last 3 to 4 years that we have had enough talent to win a Super Bowl. Now, have we been a mentally tough football team, which that's part of consistency, being mentally tough? No. We have been a very erratic, non-mentally tough football team. And Green Bay said that in the playoff game. They didn't say that we didn't have no talent. They said when people seen, they showed that when they was talking, the players were talking into the camera during the game, they say we front runners. And when you say a team is a front runner, you're saying that they ain't mentally tough. They ain't tough mentally. If they not in control of the game, they're weak. So this is what Schottenheimer's trying to build with this new culture of being consistent and teaching his team how to practice. He said that early on, and he said that over and over again, that they're trying to teach their players how to practice. They're trying to teach them how to prepare. Now they're trying to teach them how to prepare for every game and be a part of every game. Now, I just want a win out of this game. If we go in this game and we struggle in this game and we come out with a 7-point victory, hey, it won't bother me, because I've said from the beginning of this, when we're talking about a new coach, trying to build a new culture, if we come out 3-2 out of the first 5 games, I'm all right, because the NFL season don't start to the last 12, because everybody's trying to find themselves. But what I need to see is this team play at a consistent level. And I can tell you this, I talked to some people that that's inside the building. And listen, a lot of these players say, man, we didn't get a lot of time preseason, and it was really a rush type game when they came in. Some of those guys, some of our defensive players, their first time people out like Murray, like Fowler, they were like, hey man, this felt like a preseason game for us. And that's why we got better the second half. And we're going to get better this week. But again, the mental toughness to stay focused and to continue to do the things you need to do to win. On my show, big time, I got 4 battles that we got to win, right? The penalty battle. Well, did we win the penalty battle last week? Yeah. We won that big time, right?
Yeah.
The turnover battle. We lost the turnover battle by 1 turnover.
Yeah. Big one, too.
A big one. Mm-hmm. The explosive play battle. Yes, explosive plays are plays that you don't allow your team to, you want to get explosive plays over 20 yards and you want to maintain them. But explosive plays is always explosive plays that we left on the field. The 2 drops by CD Lamb were explosive plays that we left on the field.
Yeah. Give me that one by Jake too.
Right. And then they get a long pass, the only pass that hurts through over 10 yards the whole night in the air. And the big runs by Jalen Hurts are big plays. So we lost explosive play battle. So we won the penalty battle, we lost the turnover battle, we lost explosive play battle, and the fourth battle is effort and physicality. I think we're both even on that. I think both of us ran the ball, tried to run the ball. I think it was a very even match when it comes to that type of thing. So, but when we lose the turnover battle and we lose two of the battles, it hurts us. I posted on Twitter today that the Cowboys Big Show is 55-6 in the last 10 years when we are +1 or more than +1 in a turnover game in a regular season game.
Yeah.
90% of the time we win games when we are +1 or more than +1. And when we are +2, we're 22-0 in the last 10 years. Now the league average is about 75% when you +1. We're 90% in the last 10 years. So it comes down to little things, but how you get turnovers. Like you say, being a physical defense gets you turnovers, and then being disciplined and mentally tough to understand that you got to protect the football. And when we get sloppy, we allow ourselves to get in trouble and lose games and be the big game. So right now, I'm just trying to see if Schottenheimer's culture is going to be stable, because consistency of putting that culture in is going to be a test for the first 5 games. Because one thing about a coach, when you're coaching the team, Big Show, when you scout another team, and you believe that their culture is softness, right?
Yeah.
They got to do something for 4 or 5 weeks for me to change my mind.
Yeah.
If they run the ball 30 times in one game and they don't use to run the ball, you know what I'm going to go the next week? I'm going to say, I ain't believing that.
Exactly.
They got to do it. So when they showed us for 5 weeks or 4 weeks of being consistent at doing something, one, it builds a habit, because it takes 4 weeks to build a habit. It builds a habit, and then we're going to start seeing the maturation of our culture, and then you're going to hear Schottenheimer stop talking more about that and now challenging his players to be better, because the culture is starting to be put in place. So this game, to me, everybody wants a blowout. And I think our fans, say, if we don't get a blowout, it's not really nothing. But
just get a win.
Play a solid, right now at this particular time, blowouts mean nothing. Nobody remember blowout in week 2. Only thing they remember if you got a W or not.
There you go. All we need is just a win. We 0-1. They 0-1. They're desperate. Nobody want to go 0-2. Listen, we need to get on the board. We got a real rough schedule. Chicago is next. Then, of course, we got Green Bay coming in. Listen, we got to win. We need to stay on top. We need to keep pace with everybody in the division as long as we can. It's really just that simple. We need to win.
That spread?
I care less about that. Yeah, I care less
about that spread.
Yeah.
5 points. Dak Prescott ain't lost to the team in forever.
Years.
You totally healthy. You got 4 more days to rest than they have. They're coming off a loss. They're coming to your place. You already get 3 points because you're the home team. And if it ain't about 5 point spread, the bettors are telling you that they don't think we mentally tough and we gonna be on point to do what we supposed to do. They're telling you that's what they believe, that we are soft mentally and we're gonna go into that game and be lackluster and not handle the business. Because if they thought we was a real team that was mentally tough with all this on our favor, it would be 7 or 8 or more points. It would not be a 5 point spread when we get 3 points for being at home already, and all those favors are in your with. We 4 more days of rest. They're coming off a road. They're coming off on the road. They're losing. We got a totally healthy football team, better talent, and we only 5 points favorite. They're telling you that they don't believe in us.
There you go. That's what I gather from it. They don't believe. They believe the Cowboys will have a way of messing stuff up. They've heard the rhetoric of Brian Schottenheimer, but they don't believe it. They don't quite believe that we're going to be the most physical team. And on the other side, and I can't blame them, they believe that this defensive line of the Giants is going to wreck this game up, and it ain't going to be pretty because they don't quite believe in our O-line yet. Which leads me to this, Coach. It's a perfect segue because that's where I was going with it. As a coach, let's go really, I ain't even thinking about it because it's not in my notes, but since I got you here, I might as well go there. I don't know if you touched on this in your show or not, but I know you know because I know you watch film. What do you think about Tyler Guyton this game? As far as I'm thinking he gonna get one or the other. He either gonna get Thibodeau or Abdul Carter, and some would even say it's gonna be Burns too. So I think Tyler Guyton had a great game last week, but I don't think that he's seen this type of talent yet. I want to ask you this question. How much of a leash are you going to give? I'll throw in Steele with this as well. How much, as a coach, how much of a leash are you going to give to Steele and Guyton as far as letting them go one-on-one before you allow them to wreck the game up too much? When are you going to, how quick are you going to put a tight end over there on one of them at least? And then if we got a chip with a back, whatever the case may be, I'm like, in other words, how much pride? Usually this one used to mess up some of our previous coaches. They didn't believe fat meat was greasy. I hope you understand. Y'all understand what I'm saying on that. How quick are you going to let this happen if they decide to start wrecking this game up before you get some help from them?
Well, one, you protect your players based off how your play calling is, and you protect your players by putting them in the best situation for them to be successful. The first thing about the Giants' defensive line, listen, they couldn't pressure Washington, and I think our offensive line 2 times better than Washington. So,
all right.
First of all, we're giving the young rookie guy too much credit because
Abdul Carter.
He hadn't done anything. We're gonna take his name and gonna make him,
like he's still at Penn State.
But that ain't
like he's still at Penn State.
Right. And with Barnes and whoever they had there in the last couple of years, still been here the last couple of years, and he's handled those. And I'm not worried about Steele at all. Now, Guyton, again, Steele and Guyton, what happened in this game against Philly? We ran the ball, and most of our passes came out for play action. Matter of fact, it was so heartwarming to see Dak Prescott doing play actions from under center.
Exactly.
So what that does is, that's not real pass blocking. That's what we call hard play action pass blocking. We were doing passes where we were pulling linemen like we was running the ball. Yeah. Those pass plays, you cannot get an efficient rush off of those because they got run action. Quarterbacks is going to get time. If you mix those in, you're going to protect your linemen. The NFL is showing you and telling you one thing. And I get in trouble with this because a lot of people don't see it. The days of just having guys that just rush the passer and defense is not coming up with ways to pressure the quarterback, right? And what I mean by getting free runners at the quarterback, the ball is getting out too fast. So when you're in the pass set and you're getting good protection or semi-protection, it takes too long for these guys to beat the guy and get to the play. So what teams are doing now is manufacturing pressure. Now you get one-on-one blocks, and now you make the quarterback speed the quarterback up. And if the Cowboys run play action and they have a physical presence with this young offensive line, I'm not worried about any defensive line in this league. Because what this offensive line needs is reps together. What we saw on Thursday is just a snippet of what this offensive line can be. And if you want to talk about reputation, this offensive line got 3 first-round draft picks.
Yeah.
They got a guy in Steele that has proved that he can play. And they got a Tyler Bialic that people thought should have been more of than a first-round, a third-round pick. This offensive line is going to be good. Only thing they need is reps, and you have to put them in the right situation for them to be well. And I say this right quick, and I say this on all my shows. People always talk about talent. The only people who can make talent big show is the mom and dad.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
But only thing coaches can do with talent is they can find it, bring it onto their team. But there are 4 things that the coaches must do with talent, and people say that that's what they're responsible of. 1 is motivating the talent. Motivate that person to be his best. 2, refine the skills of the talent. Whatever he's weak on, refine those skills of that talented player. Work with that talent, drills to get that person refined. 3, hold talent accountable. If you think you know you can play like this, hold them accountable to play like that all the time and to get better. And the 4th thing is what I was just talking about. Put them in the right situation, in the right place for that talent to shine. If you do those 4 things, you have done everything you could do for a talented player. If you don't, they should charge you with coaching malpractice because you're limiting the talent of a person because you didn't do those 4 things. And the way we run our offense, if we do it in the right manner, it will bring the talent of this offensive line to a status that probably could be one of the best in this NFL.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, you understanding why we all love Coach Marv and we all love his insight. You're hearing it here. I'm just so glad again he has his own show. This is what you will be hearing from him on his show. This is what you get every week. You hear a guy that knows ball, he's coached ball, he's played ball on a collegiate level. So he knows the game inside out. You will learn when you with Coach Marv. So I suggest again that you go ahead and subscribe to him. It's Coach Marv Real Talk. It's on YouTube. He has his channel there. If you go up in the chat there, you'll see his symbol. Again, it's Coach Marv Real Talk. Coach, I'm about to show you how you can put your link in the chat and all that type of stuff. Because I know you ain't no sense me trying to tell you to do it now. But we gonna fix all that for you. We'll get it there. But Coach Marv is great on that. And you just heard maybe a different perspective what you do. And one thing that we have to keep in mind, that as much as a lot of people talk trash about Philly last week, the Cowboys didn't give up 1 sack. Now, there was one that Dak got out of, and, we remember that. But for Philly to be what their reputation was, for us to not give up a sack, that's big. That's real big, especially with a line that really hasn't really played together full steam ahead. That was really their first time together. I ain't even talking about the Rams scrimmage because that's more of controlled. You know what I'm saying? They're going hard, but it's not, 150%. You know what I'm saying? It's controlled. No. Last week was the first time that they really could go all out. And for the first time together, you got to give them major kudos to that. I see a chat in here from Arnold Williams. He's a Giant fan who just popped in. And what I would say to you, you can say that to other folks, but we don't believe that here. What we've learned through the years is that most people that play the Cowboys play their Super Bowl game. We done seen that so many years. The intensity level goes up. The whole world is watching. I'm quite sure the Cowboy game will be, highly televised and high rated as it always is. And for some reason, I don't care what year, what coach, how bad the record is, whatever the case, everybody is usually plays their big game against us. So we're not falling for nothing. We coming out with it. Hopefully, we coming out with it. What me and Coach Marv are saying, we need the intensity level up. We need desperation, because the truth of the matter is, I don't care how well we played against Philly, we 0-1. You don't want to go down 0-2. You do not want to do that. You should be coming out with desperation, and you should be playing like it's your last game, because you don't want to go 0-2. But I don't care who you playing. So we're not gonna fall for all that. Shane says, Coach, I'll let you answer it because it's really for you. Coach, that's your question there. You see that chat there? Shane says, is Coach Marv going to be on Facebook Live like I am? So I don't know if Coach is just on YouTube as of now, or does he do Facebook channel? I'll let you answer that, Coach.
Yeah, I'm building my Facebook channel. I got a regular channel, my personal channel, but I do have a Facebook channel I started. It's called Coach Marv Real Talk. So I do have a Facebook. Look me up on Facebook, Coach Marv Real Talk. Man, I'm just trying to build a Cowboys a group there, man, and that's growing. And I'm gonna start going on when I go through live. I go live on Twitter and Facebook, and I was gonna start that TikTok thing because Big Show gave me that idea, and I said I'm gonna start the TikTok thing. Yeah. I'm also on Threads, and I'm also on like I say, Facebook and Threads. So man, I'm trying to get out there in a lot of areas. Big Show, I wanted to say something, man.
Go ahead.
When we were talking about the Giants, and I'm gonna tell you one thing, man, that really kind of scares me about the Giants.
Okay.
And that we didn't see in Philly. Philly is crazy. Philly, Jalen Hurts only threw one pass that traveled in the air over 10 yards in the whole game that he completed. One. Everything else was 8 yards. He threw one 50-yard pass that traveled 51 yards down the field. But Russell Wilson he don't want to check down. He do not want to check down. I gave on the Big Show, I have done 2 live streams. I did some live stream watch parties for the 2 Washington games, the Washington Giant game and the Washington Green Bay. And I gave everybody 2 outlooks of the 3 quarterbacks that coaches should know, our team should know that they're going to do. And one that I said about Russell Wilson, he's looking for the big play.
Exactly.
He is always looking for the big play.
He does that well too.
Down the field. Yeah, he does that well. Right. He throws the deep ball well. He's going to throw the ball down the field. He takes it. He don't like to check down because he feel that that's not a thing. And he's playing with. And I don't think Russell is in that point of his career that he's really looking to win. He just want to play because he's paying for peanuts because he's still getting paid from the charge. I mean, from Denver. So Denver's still paying him big money because they had sent him signing him on extension and they cut him before the extension started. So he making big money. So he's gonna look for the big play, and on this stage he's gonna try to hurt because he understands that they don't have the firepower to sit there and to slug it out with the Cowboys. They have not. Their offensive line is still horrible, and they got some injuries to that horrible offensive line they had anyway. So he's not going to try to slug it out and deke and dunk and run the ball. He's going to look to have explosive plays. So that's why I say not only our front 4 got to get to him, we got to manufacture pressure with at least bringing 5 guys each time that maybe have some free runners, and then that'll kill that throwing the ball down the field because he ain't going to have time to say, oh, I'm going to throw it down the field. But if we get any little bit of time, he's going to test our secondary down the field. And
exactly.
You can bet on it.
Let me ask you this, Coach, and I don't know if you talked about this on your show. Shane says, do you think he would try to air it out to get pass interference calls? I would think that he would try it. You got Bland out. Elam probably going to be our corner. You got to try to get the ball to neighbors and whoever else you may have. So I would think that you would try anything like that. But let me ask you this, Coach. Jalen Hurts killed us with his legs. There's no question about that. He hurt us. Russell can still run it. I don't think he's as effective as Jalen, but he can chop that wood a little bit and get you in a little trouble sometimes with his legs. I don't know if we want to. I think what you just said when they changed it up in the second half against Philly, that kind of shut it down a little bit. So I think you already answered it. Are you committed to bringing 5 just in case Russell decides? Because I'm quite sure that's going to be in the playbook as far as hey, we can run it with you. Just go ahead and bring it down and try to run it. Are you prepared to? Because we were blitzing Diggs last week from the cornerback spot. Good Lord, we ain't done that in so long. I can't even tell you the last time we had a corner blitz. But like that. But are you blitzing linebackers this week?
Listen, I said in the live stream last week when we got into halftime, because we had the live party that we had with Boss and Lou and West Coast and all those in the live stream, and they was really upset about the defense. I was like, calm down, we okay. But I said at halftime, if how we want to fix this, I said we're gonna have to speed Jalen Hurts up. We're gonna have to start applying manufactured pressure to him to speed him up, because running quarterbacks love for you to blitz 4, because what they do is they work on a drill with the lineman that says when they're blitzing 4, try to get the defensive end, invite the defensive end inside, because I get outside, I'm out the pocket, I can run, I can use my legs.
Yeah.
So what you do is you rush 5, you surround him. There is no out.
Yeah.
Right?
Make him
you
climb
cage
the
him in.
Yeah.
2, you speed him up, because sometimes those 5 come with guys running free. So now you speed up his time clock. Now they get out of rhythm. The third thing is, Big Show, when you're blitzing 5, what you do is you don't let people sit out there and guard air. That's why you saw Diggs blitz. When they put a formation, I don't want guys out there guarding air. If you're out there, let's apply pressure with that guy, because you can probably run free. That's going to be important with Russell Wilson, because what I just told you, he don't like checking down. So why would I have a linebacker sitting out there where there's nothing threatening him and he's standing out there guarding air?
Yeah, send him in.
I need him to pressure. Now, if I surround Russell, and we got to understand something, Russell could run, but he ain't trying to run like that no more.
No.
Plus, if I surround him, he's a shorter quarterback. Now his lanes to be able to see is that I understand what people talking about bringing 4. But listen, the Green Bay Packers brought 5, and they got Michael Parsons.
There you go.
The new NFL is manufacturing pressure. That's why you see there's a lot of big-time pass rushers that's still out there in the free agent portal, because teams say, hey, man, I can manufacture pressure than pay a guy $40 million.
Yeah.
So manufacturing pressures get you direct pressures, and that stop even the quick throws can't even handle that, because now I can look at your offense and tell where your hot read is. And if I get a guy to run free, I know where you're going with the ball, because I already know where your hot read is. So this is what we're going to do with Russell, and this is what I can say. If we surround the pocket, we'll stop that. We thought that Jalen Hurts hurt us because, one, he worked with Lane Johnson. Now, I can guarantee him and Lane Johnson worked, and Fowler got caught on this, and I talked to Mr. Fowler. Mr. Fowler said, yeah, he got caught. Yeah, Lane Johnson say, go inside, Fowler. And he probably jammed him on the right shoulder and say, hey, I'm going to let you get to the quarterback. But Jalen Hurts knows, say, hey, once he step inside, I'm going outside, and I'm getting these yards, because I ain't trying to throw the ball. I'm trying to manufacture yards. And this is where we have to do, and it's great practice when we face mobile quarterbacks. We have to do the exact same thing, even if they're not mobile. Stay in your lanes on the outside and let Osa and all them do work. Because if you let Osa and them do work, they're going to get pressure in the middle. Yeah. But we got to stay in our lanes and surround the quarterback. Manufacture pressure is going to be a key to us, because one thing it does too, Big Show, it makes us a little bit more aggressive. But in this game, and I will say this again, don't worry about the defensive line. Okay. I'm telling everybody, watch one position that I'm very hard on, and I don't usually talk about firing players, but I'm hard on this position.
Safety.
If our safeties do not play better,
there you go.
This is the key to nobody talking about that. But our safeties are sitting back and hiding because everybody else is being talked about, but they're in a defense. This defense is made for them to be stars. And if they're not trying to be stars, I need to get some young players out there who's trying to be stars.
I love it. So really, if you listen to what Coach is saying, you're going to have to switch it up. Last week, a lot of y'all were excited, and I was shocked that the Eberflus was sending corners in Diggs in particular, the blitz. I don't think we do that this week because Bland is out. You don't want to highlight them, but there is something that we need to pay attention to. Zion Childress has been called up. So I believe that he's going to get time. He's not the third corner. It's the, oh my God, I just got his name. He's a nickel guy. Exactly. And I don't think they're going to send him, but he's highly physical though. He's physical. Go ahead, Coach. I'm sorry.
And if you watched our preseason games, Eberflus has a tendency to send the nickel corner.
Nickel guy in. Yeah.
Because he's not going to let the nickel corner sit out there if we playing zone, playing guard and air.
No.
So bringing our safeties down and sending those guys, we're going to start. And you don't have to send them all the time. If you send a guy a corner or I put it like this in the Philly game. When Diggs came on that blitz and he should have made that tackle, we should have got a safety almost out of that, right?
Yeah.
What that does is that changes the whole mindset of the offensive coordinator and his play call.
Yeah.
Because potentially, when I set a formation, this could happen. Anytime you do something in a game, and that's why I try to tell people when you and I used to tell young coaches, anything you do in the game that comes up big on the other side of the field, they got to account for that. If you don't do it no more, they're going to account for it. If you don't do it again in the game, they're going to account for it, which that's taken away for something else they did.
Yeah.
With Russell, we have to do that sometime because we got to get him to say, I can't wait for that deep 9 route. I can't wait for that deep end route. I can't wait for it because potentially these guys will come. Yeah. And what's going to happen is now Fowler and the Sam Williams, they're going to start getting better because you're going to start seeing them because when you bring 5, there is no double teaming.
Yeah.
Everybody's one-on-one now.
Yeah.
So that's why I say that manufactured pressure is going to happen. But I think the Giants are going to try to throw the ball deep, and I think they're going to try to run the ball a little bit more in this game. Yeah. But you get kind of they may be a little bit saying we can't do it because how well we played against Philly in the run. But Big Show, I think we played against Philly in the run with a team effort. I mean, if you watch in the second half, you watch film. We was coming from every area on that's what I'm saying. And that's why I keep trying to tell people all doing when they were talking about the Mozzie thing. It was a total effort from everybody to stop the run.
Yeah.
This is what goes back to what you're saying about consistency and the mental stuff. We have held Barkley to under 100 yards 2 times in the last 2 years. Yeah. When we are mentally focused, we can do it. But when we get unmentally focused, if we come out this week and allow the Giants to run for 150 yards with their running backs, I say we in the same mindset that is not mentally tough that lose big games.
Yeah, and that's the part that the book is still open on Coach Schottenheimer. And that's why I was saying we can't anoint him yet. If he have another game like this, then we start seeing a pattern. What Coach said, he said something very powerful earlier. You heard him say when you talk about a habit, it takes at least 4 weeks to do it. That's good coaching talk. what is the case? Well, it's only week 2 of the real live bullets. But what we can say, and not trying to contradict Coach, is that whatever they've been preaching during training camp, it has obviously, of course, let's see another game, which is tomorrow. And if it's somewhat consistent with what we saw in week 1, then it's obvious that the whatever they're preaching is working. Because if I see physicality tomorrow, if I see intensity, if I see the same drive tomorrow, then I know that whatever Coach Schottenheimer and the coaching staff have implemented, it has worked because they've been under it, for a while now, going back to training camp. Of course, Coach Marv is right. It ain't nothing like live bullets. And the book will still be out, even after this game. You can do it way over 2 weeks and then like you ain't touched a football in the next 2 weeks after that. But we're gonna have to find out if the culture really has changed. The book is still out on that. One last thing, Coach, that I want to talk about defensively. A lot of talk this week was for the call of Leo foul to play.
Ooh, boy, you read my mind.
Yeah. So a Leo foul. And mostly everybody is comparing him with Sanborn, as far as play. I said that, Sanborn knows the defense. Sanborn knows where he's supposed to be. But at the same time, athleticism is not one of his greatest things. Leo Fowl runs laps around him when it comes to that. But the question is, does he have enough knowledge to be in the right spot and not playing hero ball trying to make a play? Because Leo Fowl, to me, is a playmaker, and he makes plays. And he's going to put his hat in there. He gives up his body. He's going to punish people, which is what I like. But what are you thinking about Leo Fowl this week? As far as him playing defense, at least.
Yeah, and I talked about this on my show this morning.
Oh, wow.
Listen, I think when I watched the game, yes, Sanborn had some hiccups with the speed, but I'm gonna say this: I tested it. This is again, I think, of a lot of rust and getting to play together. Defense needs to play together to get in sync to where they're supposed to be and how they move. And as we got along in the second half, they started to play better. And Leo Fowl, I think Leo Fowl should be playing, but I think Sanborn needs to have certain spots. But the person that I think the Leo Fowl needs to replace, and I've been a component of this guy, but I don't see it in him no more. Clark is the guy he needs to replace. Clark has the tendency to be in the right place. But if you're watching as a football person, Clark is the guy that's standing at the door and saying, "Hold up, don't come in the door," or "Come out, you're under arrest." Leo Fowl's that guy that say, "Bam, I'm gonna kick the door in." Okay. Right?
Okay.
Clark gets in the right spot, but he doesn't play behind his pads anymore, so he's not gonna give you no big hits. He's not gonna give you no big tackles. And he's going to retreat sometime. He might be in the spot, but he's not physical no more because he has lost that, what we call, I don't care mentality, because he has gotten to the point where he's trying to survive and feed his family. And he's trying to get to another contract. If it's one person I want to see Leo Fowl play for, and it's Clark. And I have been a big component of Clark when he first came. But when I saw Clark last year and when I see a Clark now, I see a guy that we're giving credit because he's in the right spot. But he's in the right spot. But if he was a physical player, Big Show, he's got the chance to be in the right spot. He will be on SportsCenter because he'll be blowing things up if he was playing behind his pads. But he's not that person.
So I'm listening at you, and I agree. So in comparison, you already heard Coach. Coach goes against all the things that most everybody was talking about. when we talked about Leofow, most people talked about Sanborn. Coach is coming and saying, okay, I'm thinking about Leofow, but I'm thinking about Damone Clark. So I'm going to roll with Coach Marv on this and then take it from here. So our coach, give me your coaching hat here. So first and second down, maybe, which you might consider running plays mostly. Well, it depends. With Russell in there, they're going to pass it. But on first and second, are you comfortable with Sanborn in?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with Sanborn. Sanborn is going to play better this week because he's not facing guys that's going to stress him. Again, you're going to have different players that are going to play better with different personnel offensively. And I think this is where this defense is going. Sandberg was in a bad situation because they say he's not went quick enough when it came to Barkley and Jalen Hurts. Well, let me tell you something. They got great stats because they're gonna play 17 teams that they're gonna make look like that. So it's not like they're gonna just make him look like that. They're gonna play a whole lot of teams that got a lot better athletes. They're gonna make them look like this. So, I think again, Sandberg, I would go first down with Sandberg, but again, I would pick my shots with Sandberg.
Well, depending on down the distance when you go insert Leofow. I just sound like, do you want Leofow to start over Clark immediately? Or
I think
you want Leofow in. Okay, I got it.
And the reason why I don't think Leofow starting, and this is why I'm not on this point of so pushing for Leofow to start and just to sit either Clark or to sit Sandberg. And listen to me on this. I think that Leofow would be a better position than Clark. But when I hear our coach talk about they got to prepare better, they got to practice that way. Yeah. I see a cultural building key for Leofow as well as Blue, as well as Mozzie. They're teaching them how to prepare, and they believe in these guys for the future. So they're big. Now I don't know about Mozzie, but they believe in Leofow and Blue for the future. So they're trying to build correct habits now, so we don't have to worry about that when contract come up and I got to pay a guy and I got to correct his habits when I get ready to pay him. I want to build it already, so when I get ready to pay him, I already trust him.
Makes total sense. There ain't no question about that. Let me ask you this, Coach. So are we based on, I don't think that Clark, I don't think they're going to sit Clark. That's just me. I believe Leofow going to get some snaps. So a lot of snaps, actually. But my question to you is, if you were coaching like that, if Clark is going to play and you're not sitting him, are we bringing Leofow in for third down and that extra blister that you was talking about? That's what he does. That's what he does well. He can go get them. So is that where you gonna put Leofow in, or maybe on third down packages?
Yeah, because I need a playmaker.
Gotcha.
When I'm bringing that guy, I need a playmaker, and this would, and I say this with all her. The front end is not our problem. And I consider, when I'm talking about this, I'm considering the linebackers as back end. The defensive line, I'm not worried about.
No.
I ain't been worried about defensive line.
I've seen enough. I ain't seen enough. I've seen enough with them. They ready to rock.
I ain't worried about defensive line.
Yeah.
But what I'm worried about is with this type of defense, when you're talking about a gap scheme.
Yeah.
And you're talking about your defensive lineman getting up the field. I've said this on our live stream since the preseason. I'm going to keep preaching it until I get blue in the face. If your back end, your linebackers and your safeties and your corners do not come up and clean up when the defensive line forces.
Yeah. Trouble.
If they're still standing there waiting and the defensive line is doing all their job to get after it and they're waiting, this defense is going to look horrible.
Yeah.
This is why I always say, this is why I'm talking about the manufactured pressure, Big Show, because what that does is it activates you to come forward. It activates you to be more aggressive. Then now we're attacking.
Yeah.
The team I've seen, I watched NFL games all weekend because that's what I do. Because the one thing I try to tell our Cowboy fans, and a lot of Cowboy fans don't do this. They only watch the Cowboys.
There you go.
And there's other teams got the same problems. So you have to watch football, watch the other teams. You can find the temperament of the league.
Yeah.
But when I watch the other teams this week, I done seen one team twice. Green Bay's defense, and it ain't because of Michael Parsons.
Yeah.
They attack you.
Yeah.
When you run the ball, when their linebackers see run, when their safety say they diagnose run, they're coming.
Yeah.
They're not sitting back and waiting for receivers to block them. They're not sitting back for combo blocks to come off and get to them. They're already going. And when I played an offensive line, one thing about a combo block, you hated a linebacker that could diagnose the run and get to his hole faster than you can come off the combo block. Because now you can't really double team because you got to go get him right now. So who that helps? That helps the defensive lineman. But when you got linebackers that standing like statues and they got cement blocks in their shoes, you could combo. You got time to get off on them and push them down. You got a chance to do all that.
Yeah.
But safeties and linebackers, especially safeties, when you run a play, a big show, there's nobody dedicated to block the safety. The guy that's dedicated to block the safety is a guy that say, hey, come off the block and pick up the safety over there if you can.
Yeah.
There ain't nobody dedicated to go to get the safety. And most times, the safety is moving so much, he not even going to get there to him. So if the safety is not aggressive to come up and make those plays, it compromises the defense.
Yeah.
And that's why I say the safety play in the run game and the linebacker play going forward. And one thing I know about Leofow, he's coming forward.
He's coming forward.
Clark is coming forward, but watch him on film. Anybody watch film, watch Clark.
Yeah. He ain't coming with bad intentions. He ain't coming with bad intentions. Yeah.
Clark is up high. He doesn't get his shoulder pads. He doesn't play behind his when he tackles, he's just grabbing. But when Leofow comes, like I said, he's kicking the door in. He's not standing at the door saying, here's the police, right? Yeah. He's going through the door. Now, it might be the wrong door sometimes, but he's going through the door.
Yeah. Leofow, as I just said, Leofow, anytime he plays, whether it's special teams or whenever he plays, he comes with bad intentions. That's what Coach Marv said. It ain't no arm tackling by it ain't no, let me just drag you to the ground. No, Leofow trying to knock you and the ball out at the same time.
Right.
That what I'm saying? He trying to knock him out. He trying to make a play. He trying to get a forced fumble, or he trying to get an ESPN highlight by knocking your head off. That's just how Leofow is. He's built like that.
You know what that does too, Big Show? And I always tell him, when I used to coach him, we had a guy. I'll tell you this one quick story. We had this running back that would run against us, and he wasn't no good running back. But then we wasn't tackling him, and by the time the second half came, he was running like Jim Brown. I mean, he was stepping on people. He was mad. He would go down. I say, and the players come over the sideline. I say, y'all built Jim Brown in the first half. And they said, what you mean by that, coach? Because if you don't put hats on him, he gets confidence that he can just keep on running. What Leofow does is when he going and flying like that, don't believe that these other TV players don't say, hey, man,
we need to get rid.
Sometimes they get on the ground and say, man, 35 ain't playing, man. He flying, man. If I'm up, he gonna hit me. So sometimes I say the play over with, I go and find me a spot on the ground. And those 1-2 yards that they stop trying to get are what we call hidden yards, and they add up. And we might win a game because we might be just enough yards to get a 50-yard field goal to win the game. Everything counts in the football game. Nothing on the dinner plate is thrown in the trash.
We used to say when I play, every inch counts. Every second.
You got to get it all.
Every inch counts, every second counts. So it is what it is. Listen, we're going to get out of it. We're going to close with this. I had the question to leave, and I was going to do it anyway. There's a huge fight tonight, a history-making fight tonight. Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford tonight. I know many of you will be watching that on Netflix. I'll be watching it too. I've been getting asked, and I've been in chats even with that. Love boxing all my life. I come from the old school era. This kind of reminds me of the greats fighting the greats. I come from the Leonard Hearns, Duran, Hagler, Ali Frazier, Ali Foreman, when the best used to fight the best. This is what we got tonight. However, if you was to ask me who was going to win, my heart is with Bud Crawford, without a doubt. However, I ain't no fool because I've seen this happen too many times. Mm-hmm. And when you got a guy who's really a small man by nature, jumping up 2 or 3 weight classes, going up against a guy who is a legitimate super middleweight, and Crawford is one, I'm talking about he's coming from lightweight, to be honest with you. I'm not saying it can't be done, but you got to keep in mind when you boxing, they did the weigh-in yesterday. Both of them weighed the same, 167.4, I believe. That's both of them weighed that. That's big for Crawford. That's like, I mean, come on, he's really not that guy. But what the problem is, and I don't know if it was in the contract or not, so I could be wrong on this. But if it's not in the contract that they have to weigh in today, then what is happening is Canelo Alvarez done ate 2 steaks, and he gonna get in that ring gonna be 180 pounds.
Yeah, and he's just going with fluid alone.
With water. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking. He gonna be about 175, 180 pounds. And I don't think Crawford can jump that high, like that. So really it is a case of a bigger man regardless against a smaller man. Let's not count all the weight you're going to lose pre-fight and while you are fighting. I'm not saying Crawford can't do it. I'm hoping he does. I hope he can pull it off. But it's going to be kind of tough, especially if that contract is not in place. A part of that deal's in place that you got to be 167 coming into the ring. If that's not in place, Alvarez done ate all day today. Yeah. I'm saying he gonna be 180 pounds coming to the ring, and that's gonna be a bigger man. So my heart is with Crawford. I hope he pull it off, but that's a strong man he gonna be going against. So I'm pulling for Crawford. I'm not gonna say he gonna win, but I'm pulling for him. I hope he pulls it off. Coach, what you got on it?
I think, listen, and I love boxing too, man. And listen, I think it's going to be tough. My father always told me this, and it's the truth. He said, if you got two athletes, boxing or whatever, and they got the same type of ability, right? Always go with the bigger guy, because you can't get around size. So you always go with the bigger guy. You say you don't go if they got if the smaller guy is way better than the bigger guy. Yeah, you can go with the smaller guy. But if they got the same type of reputation, always go with the bigger guy.
Yeah.
So, but Crawford at this weight, with not fighting at this weight, it's going to be tough. But what I think, he has the style that Canelo doesn't like, and he's a boxer that really knows his craft, right? Yeah. But I had a friend of mine say, well, that size is going to be different. I said, yeah, because when Canelo went up to fight Bebo and went up to the super middleweight,
yeah,
I don't care what way he fight Bebo, he ain't gonna never beat Bebo. Bebo beat him to death for every round. Then Bebo say, I'll come down to your weight to fight you, because Bebo say, hey, you're not gonna beat me. And he'll never fight Bebo or Benavidez, none of those guys in that division. So if Crawford can get this to a decision, Crawford got a chance.
Yeah.
But what I'm gonna tell you something that Canelo does in every fight. He doesn't always try to punch the head or the body. He's gonna throw some vicious blows to Crawford's forearm.
There you go.
His shoulders.
Yes, sir.
He always does this.
Yes.
And if Crawford is not ready for that,
it'll be a problem.
It's because everybody that comes out of the fight, even Bebo came out and said, man, he had my arms just sore.
He said that
That's what Canelo's gonna do.
Coach, he said that about Triple G said the same thing. All them fights they had against him. He gonna beat up your. He did that against Triple G. The only reason why, and let me throw this, I ain't mean to cut you off, Coach. A lot of people are saying, well, this is the biggest fight Canelo has since Floyd Mayweather, and Crawford is somewhat similar to Floyd Mayweather. Please let me stop you now. Bud is great, but he ain't Floyd.
No.
Floyd defensively, you're going to have to show me who was, I mean, seriously, I don't care what weight class. Maybe Roy in his prime, maybe Roy Jones in his prime, but a lot of people didn't touch Roy. But Floyd didn't get hit, man. The little lucky punch Shane Mosley caught on him. I mean, that's about the only highlights you're going to really see. He's not as great as defensively. And so Canelo in the fight against Floyd, he really never touched him. If y'all remember the fight, he didn't touch Floyd. Floyd touched him a whole lot, gave him a boxing lesson. And Crawford can, as Coach Marv just said, he is incredible at his craft offensively. But the question is going to be, as Talib just said that obviously since he's looking at the prelim now, so that part in the contract I was talking about. So that what my fear was that Canelo gonna get in there so huge tonight, and if he's that right there, what you see Talib said, then Crawford gonna have a problem, because I don't know if Crawford will be able to take the punches of Canelo. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's good.
And them arms,
yeah.
He's gonna beat him with that power. But you know something, when people talk about Canelo fighting back with Floyd, that weight class was not Canelo's greatest weight class. This weight class is what made Canelo great. Yeah. That weight class was Floyd Mayweather's weight class that he dominated. I don't care when he goes back to that weight class, Floyd Mayweather's always gonna win that weight class.
Yeah,
but in this weight class, this is where Canelo is his best at this weight class.
He's natural.
So that's why I say when you talk about that, yes, when he fought Floyd Mayweather, but he fought Floyd Mayweather in Floyd Mayweather hometown. That was his weight class. That's his hometown. But now you're having Crawford come to his hometown in weight class. It will be a historical thing that he can do it. But I think a guy with like Crawford has to do it, but he has to be smart, and everybody's told him that you're gonna have to survive him beating up your arms, because when he beat up your arms, guess what he does? He takes away your power. He takes away you can't even throw punches because your arms are so sore, and you can't even guard yourself. Now he's gonna beat up your arms. That's one of his things. And what Floyd did when he tried to do that to Floyd in Floyd's weight class, Floyd had that rolling, and that's why you see Floyd got out of the way sometimes, because he knew what Canelo was trying to do. He knew Canelo was trying to beat up his body, not trying to knock him out with blows, beat up his body so he can minimize you, so he can get his stuff off the later rounds. That's why Canelo don't knock people out early. It's always around the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th round where he goes to get you.
And obviously, I mean, I already know. Now, Bud is a contact guy. He gets mad at some point, and he goes off. If you watch Bud's career, you know when it's a switch that goes off, and he goes into almost like an animal, almost. It goes off. But common sense would tell you, Bud needs to stay outside. Canelo loves to fight in a phone booth. He's very good at that. Canelo ain't no joke, man. I mean, I won't
give him rounds.
Yeah, he'll give up.
Canelo knows he's giving him rounds because he's giving him rounds to get. Now, if he wanted to fight the fight, he needs to go and watch what Bebo did. Bebo outpunched him, combination him, all that. Now he beat him up, but his activity hurts Canelo. And if you get activity and then you start moving, he gets behind and he'll start pressing. And if he gets Canelo to press, Bud is a capable fighter enough to, if he gets him to press, to counter off of that. but it's all about, can he take that body blow? It's not about the big blows. Can he take the punishment that those 180-pound blows to those shoulders and forearms that Canelo is going to do round after round after round? Is that going to take a toll on him? Where there's people that fought Canelo and said by the time the 12th round came, they can't even lift their arm up.
Yeah, he whooping them.
He just beating on their arms. He don't care about if he land the blow. Yeah. He just want to hit on the top of their shoulder, on their forearms, on their biceps, just pounding them with those power punches. So he almost paralyzed them, and then he goes to the head, but because they can't guard their body because their arms are so sore. So that's the thing about it.
I see what you're saying, Talib, and I agree with you. But there's a question mark. We don't know if his power comes with him while he went up. What worked in lightweight division, knocking those guys out, that might not work against Canelo because that power may not come. I believe he's going to touch Canelo, but is Canelo going to walk through it because he don't respect the power? We'll know that early. We'll see. Crawford can cut him up though. He can bust you and open you up and tag you there, but that don't mean you necessarily gonna hurt somebody. So that won't be known until the fight happens. I agree with you. Crawford does have power, but we haven't seen it in this weight class because he's coming up. He done came up to the rear where the big boys at now. And so the question is, does his power come with him? And we'll see that momentarily. Many guys have tried stuff like this. There have been many that have succeeded. Leonard, Sugar Ray did it. Pacquiao has done it. Floyd did it. Roy Jones did it. Holyfield did it. But there have been a lot of guys who have failed coming up, trying to come up a little bit too much. So we'll see.
I can say one thing. I want to say one thing, one last thing. One of the things that Crawford has, Canelo has not looked good. And I don't know if Canelo is on, well, I know Canelo is. He's on the downside of his career.
Uh-huh.
So that could be a key here. If Canelo was at the top of his career and we are talking about going up a weight class, then I wouldn't even give Crawford a chance. But Canelo has shown signs in these last fights.
He getting touched a lot.
And his condition. Now, hopefully his conditioning is top level. But one thing I can always say about Father Time, if you let Father Time get his foot in the door and mess on your conditioning, you can work out hard the next time, but you ain't gonna never be in conditioning if you don't stay in it all the time. If you let yourself Father Time slip and put his foot in the door, you can try to get back in the best shape, but you're not gonna be in the shape that you were before you let him put his foot in the door. So, like I said, this is why Crawford got to get this in. But can Crawford get in and get out of there, and don't let him just pound those arms. Get some space to frustrate him. And what somebody's trying to tell him is, get your shots in and get out of there, and work him as a boxer like Floyd probably have told you to do. But don't let him get in there with that slug thing and let him beat up on your arms till he paralyze you. And y'all watch that. That's gonna be a key, man. He's gonna beat up those arms, and you can probably see in the fight when you see Canelo fights, you look at the other boxers, they got bruises and what are they on arms, because he's gonna try to beat up those arms.
I think it really boiled down to, because I think it's obvious that Canelo's gonna be a much bigger fighter. I think it's a matter of is the bully or the bullying gonna get stopped? That's the question. And usually the way that you stop that is you got to put something on them that make them kind of, wait a minute, now I ain't know he gonna hit me this hard. That's the question. But if he walks through the power or supposed power of Crawford, it's gonna be a long night. That's what I'm going. Now he can still beat him, as Coach said. Maybe the game plan may be to try to stay outside, try to beat him on points. I think that the quickness of Crawford is there. Canelo's quick too, But I think that Crawford is a great boxer like that. I think he can pepper him up real good outside. But Canelo gonna try to bully that dude tonight. I mean, that'll be my game plan. He gonna try to bully him. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be it. Listen, me and Coach Marv just did, and all this impromptu. Coach Marv ain't got no notes. I don't have no notes right in front of me. Y'all, what you just saw, the greatness of two pretty good content creators going to work. We gave you boxing. That was we didn't plan on doing that. But we know the game, you see. And then, of course, Cowboy football. I'll put Coach Marv up against anybody. And I'll try to hold my hold my little weight as well. But when you combine both of us like this, hey, it can't be nothing but greatness. So for the first time, you just witnessed history. He ain't no in the chat line. He live and in color with me right now. And I'm so glad that my brother, Coach Marv, of course, shared the camera with me on tonight, man. I appreciate you, Coach Marv.
Hey, man, listen, man. Big Show, the reason why I do it, I always try to give credit to, you, Boss Cowboy. You let me have the platform on your show just to talk and call in on your show, man. And Law Nation, when I was back in the day, when I go on his show, he had a little silhouette Coach Marv on the show. And this is just giving it the platform to be able to talk about one of my teams that I love. Now, yes, I'm going to be building some other shows because I'm going to have a basketball show and all this other stuff. And I'm going to be doing some stuff about my college, Norfolk State, even though we got ourselves beat in by Rutgers today. But I'm going to be supporting the Michael Vick thing going on. And but I appreciate you, man, for letting me have that platform. And I tell anybody out there that maybe want to start something like this. I got started by sending a message on a Facebook message to Boss Cowboy, and he responded, and we did a couple of messages, and he said, "Hey, man, I think you know something about football." And then we started a phone conversation, and then next day I was on one of his shows, and it started right then, and that was 4 years ago.
Wow.
That's just how this started. I didn't even know nothing about the YouTube land of Cowboy. It came across my feed in a Facebook thing, and I just sent a message, and we went back and forth, and the next thing you know, we went from that. The next thing we know, we're doing shows. Then I was getting in there, going to other people's shows. So it can all start off, man, but you just have to keep the faith and keep on pushing, man. But I appreciate you, man, and thank you for letting me have a chance to talk Cowboy football, and let's go out and win a game tomorrow.
Exactly. Listen, for all of you that do not know, again, follow Coach Marv, Real Talk. That's easy. I don't even have to type that in. Coach Marv, Real Talk. He's on YouTube. He just told you he has a Facebook page. He has Twitter as well. Coach Marv, Real Talk. Please go subscribe. We want to get Coach to 1,000. His show is growing, y'all. I saw his show is growing.
Man, I'm supposed to be in the first level of monetization. Just got to get those viewing hours in. But I got the first level. Now I'm trying to get my next goal is trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm over 560 subscribers now. And now I'm trying to get those viewing hours. But like Coach, I said, I'm learning.
You wrong, Coach. When I joined, when I got on today, it said you had 599 subscribers. So you don't agree, you growing without you knowing. We need to get definitely tonight, y'all. Tonight, all of you that are on here now, we definitely gonna push Coach over 600 right now. I need everybody right now. Appreciate all y'all doing it, or go to it right after the show. I need you to go to Coach Marv Real Talk. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Definitely do that. Coach Marv Real Talk on YouTube. Let's push him over 600 tonight. If you haven't subscribed to him, do that.
70 videos out there, Big Show. And then never know, man. 2 months, I got 70 videos out there and talk about a range of things from and some and that's gonna be one of my niches, Big Show. And I tell the fans out there, I'm gonna be doing live streams on other games when so they can see what I can see when I'm scouting and learn something. And I think our fans are gonna be ready when Green Bay comes in. Well, Big Show, I'm gonna be in Dallas for Green Bay. I will be in Dallas for Green Bay.
You got to hook up with a whole bunch of because a whole lot of y'all.
I will be in Dallas for Green Bay.
There's a whole lot of y'all gonna be there for that game. Yeah, y'all got to hook up.
Yes, I would be in Dallas on the Saturday, being there for the Green Bay game. I'm glad we decided. Me and one of my best friends that I've been friends with since sixth grade. I mean, since kindergarten.
Wow.
And he's been a Green Bay fan all his life. I've been a Cowboy fan. Matter of fact, we were supposed to went to Norfolk State together, but he decided to go in the military. We had scholarships to go to Norfolk State together, but he went in the military. And but he's a Green Bay fan, and another Cowboy fan was going to come with us that we've been knowing for over 40-some years. We had already planned to come to the Green Bay game before the Michael Parsons trade. So the ticket that we got now, we just had a meeting and we were like, man, that ticket, now you can sell that ticket for about 5 times what it's worth.
Yes,
sir. So we like, hey, we're going to be in Green Bay, and hopefully I'll be there so I can get, and there's going to be a lot of content going on there. So we're going to be trying to do the things so I can get the stuff that I need to come there to do a content, so to get out there and give people what they like to see, man. But I appreciate you, man, for all for what you do for the nation, man. And I tell people, and I want to say this right quick, man, please out there, man, pray for our nation, man. Yeah. Pray for our nation, man, so we can get together and watch games and talk, and we can just communicate in harmony, because it's a lot of distress. And like I said, man, just be truthful, man, because this world has gotten to the point where the truth is it's so fake that the truth bothers people, and we need to get back to the truth. And as long as we stay, the closer we are to the sun, the better we are. Just like the closer the planets are to the sun, the warmer they are. The farther you get away from the sun, the colder and darker things get. And that's the SUN and the SON.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Coach, man, I appreciate you always. This definitely will not be our last time doing it. I appreciate you popping on with me. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Go watch the fight. I'm quite sure most of us will. We'll have plenty to talk about, and most of all, let's go ahead and get this win, Cowboy Nation. Let's go ahead and let's send a statement tomorrow. You only got 17 of these weeks. We already lost one. We only got this will be over with before long. You get one chance. You don't worry about tomorrow. I mean, the next week, we ain't worried about the Packers in 2 weeks. We worry about the New York Giants. Let's go ahead and stomp a mud hole in them tomorrow, and let's go ahead and get this win, so we have plenty to talk about this week. Win, lose, or draw. I think I speak for Coach Marv. Win, lose, or draw, we going to be here. We going to be talking about it. Regardless whether it's good or bad, we'll be talking about it this week. I mean, after tomorrow. Join Coach Marv tomorrow. He will be with Boss, the watch game. I mean, the watch party. Boss Cowboy, Amp Sports. It'll be Coach Marv. Might be West Coast if I'm not mistaken. Ain't no telling. Yeah, DC Universe will be in the building. So
anymore.
Everybody gonna be there. I won't, because I can't watch the game and talk at the same time. The preacher may say something a little crazy, so ain't no sense in me sliding about it. So I'll be probably joining in. Y'all join us tomorrow and watch the game with them tomorrow.
It's a quiet skill. Cowboy Nation, man, thank you, man. And as I always leave my show off now, hey, Cowboy fans and football players and coaches, as one of my great coaches used to tell me, get your mind on your work.
There you go. Get your mind on your work. If you do that, you're going to win. It's just that simple. Right. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know when I'm coming, but I'm coming. Y'all just turn on those loud notifications, and I'll see you soon. For Coach Marv, man, this has been the one and the only, ladies and gentlemen, the Big Time Show. Love you, Coach Marv.